So we're just plugging in for somewhere quite cool today. I have a coffee inside. There's a shopping centre on the other side of there. You might notice as well, it's raining, which is not unusual for Hong Kong, but I think more it's like the temperature has dropped massively. So I think we're like officially in fall now, which is great because the summers here were like brutal. I think like I'm wearing a cardigan, a jumper, so that's good. Oh, mate, look how steep those steps are. But yeah, last video I think I was basically sort of going on about how I'd come to the end of my rope a little bit, and I've sort of like basically took it super easy yesterday, as much as I could, and today I've been in the morning. I've got a coffee now, and then I'm going to sort of switch off, take today and tomorrow off. Just need it sometimes, as annoying as it is. I'd rather just do my best to sort of like force myself to rest up, and then I'm in a position to come back and be like back to normal, then pull through and just get worse and worse and worse. I'm torn because it's a really nice view, but then also it's raining quite a lot. I'll show you where we are. That's Hong Kong Island, so we're on TST. I'll go under here. But yeah, so this morning, I mean, it's classic, coming to the end of the month and had a few things ongoing, and it's just never easy, man. Like, some of the situations we've had are, and I'm going to try and be as vague as possible, so on the off chance one of the 6 people that will view this is one of my clients, they won't know that I'm talking about them, but just like so I had an interview for a guy. They really liked him, the client, and they sort of like rushed through for him to do 3 stages, so 1 virtually and then 2 face-to-face. He's immediately available. He's like perfect, spot on. I knew when I sent him he was like an absolute shoe-in, and he can start tomorrow, and they need someone immediately because it's for someone that's left. So he meets the final guy. The final guy turns around and says to him, messages him on LinkedIn saying, welcome aboard, here's my number if you need anything. Chase up, just like, look, can we get some offer letter out to him just to sew it up? And they say, we've spoken to HR, it's our internal policy, we have to meet like 3 or 4 people just to say we've done a full, robust like recruitment process. And it's just like, so now you've got to go and like find 3 other people, speak to them, and then this guy's got other stuff going on. So like potentially he's like, look, I want the job, but in the nicest way, I'm not going to sit around and wait for a week and it's like then ends up having no jobs if he turns down his other offers and then this doesn't come through. So just trying to navigate that. And then earlier we had a client, and this is how I know I'm at the end of my rope a little bit, because I was quite strong, but I think when you bear in mind we work on a contingent basis, which means we only get paid, so we work for free up until they hire someone. So they wanted someone can start quick to match an event that they've got coming up, and found them this person, had a few like misses, but found them someone really good, immediately available. They had a couple of question marks and asked the candidates to have like a think if this is right for them. So we facilitated the candidate meeting a couple of people that had transitioned as well, because it was a slight step to the right in terms of like what they'd done before. So they did that, took a couple of days, and then said, look, I think fully committed, I'm on board. And then the client sort of said, like, chasing me up. They've now come back and said, we're not sure, like, can she do a 3-month trial? I was like, no, like, who on earth? She's got other stuff going on as well, right? Hyper competitive market, she's a great candidate. Like, you can't ask us to go out, pitch an interview for one thing, and then at the end just try and cheap out, because they want that so they don't have to pay a full fee and they can see if she's any good. But we've got a rebate in there anyway, so if someone does leave, we're obligated to find a replacement. And it just sends a complete wrong message to the candidate, like, hello, they don't trust you enough, but they want to see if you can come in on a 3-month. And it just sets the tone right, because they're going to know they've got an easy way out. She's going to carry on looking for full-time jobs if she didn't already have another couple of offers. So I just sort of said to him, like, it just feels like a complete waste of everyone's time, in a bit of a nicer way. And they were like, can you help us with that? I was like, no, like, it's not what I've been asked to do. It doesn't benefit me in any way, shape or form. It's not what the candidate wants, and I've got to toe both sides. So it's just like quite frustrating, because like I said there, we work for free right up until the end bit. Let me walk around, I'm actually going to running a bit late now. So have these people that then just like ask you to do one thing and then do everything to sort of make the other happen. But that's like, I always say the worst time in sales is to be stuck in the present. These things could work themselves out. It's a nice little Coke, isn't it? It's a shame, it's such a nice view and you're stuck looking at me. And then, oh yeah, last one, another guy has sort of, like, at reference checks, great, like everyone's loved him, everyone's met him, really liked him, and he casually drops in that one of the references might be a shitty one. So it's just like, it's sort of firefighting on stuff that you don't know if you're going to get paid for. So it's like, I mean, that's recruitment, right? Like, and actually, you know, when it does land, it's pretty high ROI for the work you do, but it's just in a market like this where, you know, it's not exactly a booming economy anywhere in the world, in any space, so people are hyper cautious about where they put their money. There's a lot of people out of work, so all these clients have the luxury of choice, so they know that, you know, there's probably going to be someone else coming in behind them they can speak to, which makes it tricky, because it's a bit like, you know, that people use that analogy about, they're like dating apps, right? You're constantly doing it with the impression that there might be someone better coming along, when, oh mate, just, you know, just stick. But anyway, let's see how they end up. I'm trying not to be too stressed about them, but, you know, there's only so much we can do, right? I know some recruiters seem to have it in their heads that they're like, you know, ability to change people's minds, and yeah, you can have the best relationship with a client in the world, but if they get the ick, or if they get a bee in their bonnet, or if there's multiple stakeholders involved and one sort of said, I don't think so, I mean, I'm not in the room, I can't influence that decision. So, you know, what you can do is try and have multiple options, and sometimes you just got to pray to the recruitment gods a little bit, but that's where we're at. This meeting now is actually with a candidate, but quite a good one, who I've got a couple of interviews for, so I just want to try and, like, see where their head's at, to be honest, because if that comes off, that's quite good. But yeah, like I said, so tomorrow, Friday, I've booked like a little staycation. There's this great place. I've got a rucksack on, so my collar's lagging, by the way. I'm not like wearing it's too small shirt. Yeah, booked a nice place on Friday, little staycation. Weather's meant to be lovely, so I'll just do that and I'll come back fresh next week. But just thought I'd touch in, because I knew, you know, if you didn't see my face, you guys would be worried, upset, sad, potentially devastated. So there we are. But I'll leave you with a much nicer view than just staring at me, and give you the Hong Kong skyline. Oh, look. It's a nice boat going by as well. And all the old Chinese grandmas. Alright, I'll catch you in a bit, because I'm running a bit late now, but fingers crossed and all that stuff.